All right, today we're diving into the pretty wild and provocative world of Osho. We're going to look at his ideas on what it really means to live an authentic life. And we're going to kick things off with a question that really gets to the core of everything he taught.
So think about this for a second. What if that whole idea of good character, being polite, being serious, all the morals we hold so dear, what if it's all just an act, just a performance we put on for everyone else, a mask we wear every single day?
And that question, well, it leads us straight to one of Osho's biggest criticisms of the world we live in. He basically said that society forces us into the state of, well, hypocrisy. It makes us juggle two totally different versions of who we are. Okay, so Osho saw it like this. Society basically splits us in two. You've got your public persona, right? This is the you on stage, the one who follows the rules, plays the part of the good employee or the perfect friend. And this version of you, it's anxious, it's serious, always worried about messing up its lines. But then there's the private self. This is who you are when nobody's watching. It's your natural, real, spontaneous self, the one we're told to hide, to suppress. And Osho's point was simple. Living this double life, this constant performance, it's absolutely exhausting. And it's where a ton of our anxiety and unhappiness comes from.
So, okay, if we're all just actors on a stage, how the heck do we get off it? According to Osho, the answer isn't to become a better actor or to build a more convincing character. No, the answer is to just drop the character completely. And the way to do that, his big secret, was a practice he called hasip, which basically means total awareness.
And to really get a handle on how this hush thing works, Osho loved to tell this one story. It sounds really simple at first, but trust me, it unpacks the entire idea of what it means to live with awareness.
So the story goes like this. A thief goes to see this great wise man, this sage named Nagarjuna. And the thief is desperate. He says, look, I want peace, I want to be enlightened, but I've got this one huge problem. I'm a thief. It's just what I do. And every other teacher I've gone to says I have to stop stealing before I can find peace, but I can't.
Now, Nagarjuna's response is just completely out there. He doesn't tell the guy to stop stealing at all. He says, hey, you're stealing? That's your business, not mine. I only have one teaching for you. Whatever you do, do it with hosh. Do it with complete total awareness. When you're picking that lock, be aware. When you're grabbing the jewels, be totally present. Just whatever you do, don't fall asleep. Don't lose your awareness for even a second.
So, a few days go by, and the thief comes back, and he's just completely changed. He says to Nagarjuna, "You've totally messed me up. I did what you said. I broke into the palace. But right when I was about to grab the treasure, because I was so aware, so conscious of my hand moving, of my breathing, of the whole act, my hand just stopped. It wouldn't move." See, the point is, when you're truly fully aware, those inauthentic, unconscious actions, they just can't happen. They dissolve in the light of your own consciousness. And that, right there, is hosh. It has nothing to do with following a bunch of rules society hands you. It's all about developing this inner state of just watching, observing what you're doing, without judgment. Osho's whole point was that if you can live in that state, you don't need a rule book. Because when you're fully aware, you can only do things that are true and virtuous. So what's the payoff? What happens when you start living from this place of awareness instead of from that fake character you've built? Well, according to Osho, something amazing happens. Your whole life shifts from being serious to being playful. Yeah, you heard that right. This is one of Osho's most famous and honestly shocking ideas. He said that seriousness is a sickness. It belongs to the ego, to that character that's always worried about how it looks, what it's achieving, how important it is. But your real self, the one that's just aware, it knows life is a giant cosmic game, what in the East is called Leela. It just doesn't take itself so seriously. And this story, oh man, it just perfectly captures this playful spirit. You've got the Zen master, Nanan, and he's literally on his deathbed. He's facing the most serious moment imaginable. And what does he do? He turns it into a joke. He decides to die doing a headstand because no one's done that before. His sister comes in and yells at him to stop goofing around, and he just laughs, falls over, and says, okay, now I'll die. For Osho, this wasn't being disrespectful to death. It was the ultimate sign of respect for life, seeing every single part of it, even the end, as part of this wild, beautiful, ridiculous game. Okay, so
this all sounds great, but how do we actually get there? How do we find this playful awareness? Well, it all comes down to a really deep shift in how we relate to the world. A shift from just thinking about everything to actually directly seeing it. And to really nail this down, we have to get this key difference Osho always talked about, the difference between thinking and seeing. Thinking, what we in the West might call philosophy, is all about logic and analysis. Its job is to chop everything up, to put labels on it. This is good, that's bad, this is me, that's you. It creates a world of separation. But seeing, or darshan in the East, is a whole different ballgame. It runs on pure awareness. It doesn't divide things up, it just experiences the wholeness of everything. It's not interested in understanding about the flower. It wants to directly experience the flower. Now, Osho wasn't trashing thinking and logic. He saw them as super valuable, but only as a starting point. He used this great analogy. Thinking is like the raft you build to cross a river. It's essential for the journey. But once you get to the other side, the side of direct, lived experience, you don't carry the raft on your back, right? You leave it behind. The goal isn't just to have clever thoughts about life. The goal is to actually live it. All right, let's pull all these threads together. What's the takeaway here? How can we actually use these ideas to start living a more real, a more authentic life? It really boils down to these key principles. First, it all starts with that moment-to-moment awareness, just like with the thief in the story. When you start paying attention, you begin to notice that social character you're always performing, and you can start to let it go. And when you do that, life naturally becomes more playful and less serious. The court practice is always trying to shift from your brain's constant chatter about life to the direct experience of life itself. And ultimately, it's about learning to trust that inner awareness to be your one true guide, instead of looking for answers from the outside world.
And that leaves us with one last question, and this one's for you to take with you. As you go about the rest of your day, just ask yourself, which mask can I take off today? It doesn't have to be a big one. Which little performance can you just let go of? Just to see what it feels like to simply be yourself. Because the goal here isn't about being perfect. It's just about being present. And maybe, just maybe, in that simple presence, you'll find the freedom you've been searching for.